poppin'? What's going on, y'all? It's Royalty, and I'm back with another video. This is going to be how to make an a MLO, how to make an MLO with the in-game building. I have new people joining my community and software and stuff, updates every couple of months. So I'm going to still be making these so you guys still know how to make these MLOs, because some of my older videos, I'm using different software and doing things different. But now because of upgrades, this MLO stuff is a little bit different when you're making it. So you guys already know. So not too much talking, and we're going to get into this video. So if you are brand new here, you are going to need Blender, you are going to need Solemns, and you are going to need Codewalker, and obviously GTA 5. You need to have all this stuff downloaded. Please do not, my community is for help on how to make these assets and stuff, not how to install software. I don't help with that because there are tons of videos online. Okay. So those are all the things that you are going to need. And then you're going to need a folder on where you want to export all this stuff at. All I can say is I do mine a certain way. I set it up, but essentially you can set it up however you want to. All right. So the first thing that you are going to want to do is hop into Codewalker. All right. I'm not going to do too much on how to navigate, how to move. Hopefully, if you are watching this, you might be new to MLO, but you might have, some experience with Codewalker. So you need to play around with it, get used to it. Okay. To open up this bar up top, if you don't know, it's T. I'm gonna let you know about that because there are, things that you need to know. And then over here on the right side, I would suggest on making sure that you enable mods and enable DLC, right? And then go over to selection and make sure this is checked on, because this is how you select things and stuff in here. Okay. So this is going to be, again, this video is, for my beginners or for people who are still struggling on how to do this, right? So we're using this in-game building. I'm using this one. Okay. So we need to find the building. So the first thing is we need to select this stuff and find, let me pull this out so I can see and find, okay, so that's the railing. No, we don't need that. We just need the building. Sometimes it takes a couple times, so don't get frustrated. You just gotta keep moving stuff out the way until you get the building. And I think this one, oh, that's the details, so it's going to be the next one. Okay, so there's two buildings, but obviously, but this is what we need. Okay, so then you're going to want to well, first, yeah, we're gonna copy this, and then we are going to open up, you can go up here. There's two ways that you can open up RPF Explorer, but since we're already in Codewalker, we're just gonna open it up here. So then you go to Tools, RPF Explorer. We're gonna make sure this is in edit mode. Yes. And then up here, I'm gonna paste what I just took from right here. You take this. You're gonna copy that, and then you're gonna put it in here. And then we're gonna search. So it's gonna come up with a few things. Okay. So it really doesn't, well, no, it does matter which one that you get. So we need the one that says O2. There's only one. Sometimes when you do this, you'll have more than one of what you need. And that's what I meant when it really doesn't matter which one you use. But in this case, you got to make sure you're grabbing the right one because they have underscore AB, underscore A2. No, this has no underscore. So this is the one that we need, right? So we're going to double click it and open it up to make sure that this is what we need. So yes, this is the building that we need. So we're going to close that. We're going to open it back up, but we're going to, well, I'm going to copy my path. I copied my path on where I'm going to save it because we're going to export. So I'm going to right click, export XML. And I'm just going to put it in here. So we are going to open it up again. And the reason why is because we need to get the materials. Okay. So let me do that again. So you open it up. You open it up. You click this little arrow, right? And you go to materials. And then we're going to save all materials. And we're in the same spot. So I'm just going to save it in the same spot. So 18 textures successfully exported. I'm just going to move this to the side. I'm just going to move this to the side right quick. Okay. And I mean, since we're already in here, and instead of going like back and forth, there's going to be a couple other things that I'm going to do since I'm already here. So I don't have to worry about it. Okay. Let me just get, okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is since we're already here, we're going to get the collisions. Okay. So I'm going to up here in your little arrow, right? We're going to pop that out. And then we're going to go to the drop down and we're going to go down to collision, right? So then it's going to change the view for us. You will always have 2 to 3 collisions that you will need to get. Always. It's usually, most than likely, it's usually 2, but depending on how big the area is, it's probably going to be like 2 or 3. Okay. So I'm going to right click and I get this. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about this first part. We're only looking at everything after the colon with the YBN, right? So we have HW1, bloody, bloody, bloody. So I know that's one I need to get. That's still the same one. Oh, this one might, because it's small, it might be, oh no, there's a high. Okay, so I'm going to click on this and I'm just going to copy the last part of the collision. And then still in my RPF, I'm just going to paste this in here. Okay, so good. The high is in here. A lot of the times, it's one collision, but there's different types of collisions here, right? So the 2 that we are going to take is this high at HW1 and then the HW1 by itself. This MA at, you don't need. You won't ever need to export that out. Okay. So I'm going to get my path again and we are going to export out these collisions. So I'm going to export this one out first. Got my path cuz y'all know how I do with my path. And I'm going to save it here. And then I'm going to do the same. It's already in collisions, so I'm going to put it here. So now my collisions are here. Okay. So another step that I am going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of the occlusions. The occlusions is these occlusions, they they're all about being able to see through through the building to the other side. They help it to where you can't, but in this sense we need to remove them because there's going to be players walking in, so it doesn't need to, there doesn't need to be any occlusions here because you want to be able to see through the house. The occlusions make it, that's why sometimes when you be in the city and people always trying to get their maps fixed or whatever, and you go into an MLO and when you look out, it's kind of like it's glitching and shit. So it's either the portal or it's your occlusions. So I'm going to get the path for the stream because this is where the files are going to go. I'm actually going to open it up. So I'm just going to move this to the side. I'm actually going to open up my stream folder that I created. So I'm going to go up here, open folder. And I'm just going to open up this stream folder. There isn't going to be anything in it, but I opened it up because it'll be easy for me to just save it. So we're going to go to Occlusions in Codewalker. We're still in Codewalker. Okay. So, oh, I can't move the house because I had already, okay, hold on. Let me go back to entity so I can move this house underneath so I can see the occlusion. Okay. So now all this right here is all this red, the pink spots is where blue and red are connecting. And then, so the red are triangles, the blue are boxes, right? These cannot stay here. If these stay here, you will not be able to see through your MLO. It will be glitchy. Everything will be disappearing. You need to get rid of it. Okay. So the first thing, we're just gonna, click on these, and I'm gonna bring this screen over so you can see that. Make sure you can see the whole thing. So let me close this so I have more room. Okay, there we go. So you're just gonna right click and you see the first one that you do, you're gonna have to move. But after that, you'll just be able to click on them and delete. So like triangle, we're gonna delete this triangle. We're gonna delete this. We're gonna delete this. We're gonna delete this. And we're gonna delete this. Over here, now that there's two occlusion folders, we need to save both of these. And this is why I opened the empty folder, because it goes right to it. So boom, that's saved. And that's saved. Boom. Now, the reason why I'm doing this now and I'm showing you this process now before there being a building, because I think what's happening is that you guys make your MLO, you put it in, and it's glitching and stuff on the inside and stuff is disappearing. And you're testing and you're like, why is it doing this? And even when you don't have any portals, it's glitching. It's because the occlusions are still there. If you're going to test this inside the game, like throughout the time that you're making this, you need to make sure that you get rid of your occlusions first, or you will have the glitching, the disappearing, it's going to be there. So this is why I kind of wanted to show this at the beginning. So when we get to testing, I don't have to worry about any of that happening. Okay. So at this point, you should have your occlusions in your stream folder. Okay. You should have your collisions exported. And you should have your XML for the building and all its textures exported out. Okay. So I am going to now for right now, we are done with Codewalker. So I'm gonna close it down and get Blender opened up. So I'm gonna meet y'all over there. So we are now in Blender. As you can see at the top right here, I'm in 5.1. You can also see down here at the bottom, if you follow my mouse down to the bottom, 5.1, and then my Solums is 2.83. Okay. So I know there's probably another Blender, and I'm sure there is another Solums. But this is still, these are still like these are still updated versions of anything that I've used in my previous like videos, older videos from, almost a year ago. So again, you want to get Blender downloaded, you want to get Solums installed on here. Make sure you look up on YouTube University and, check out how to do that if you don't know how to do it. So hopping into this is what comes up when you get into here. So, and then we have this. I'm going to be using a lot of like short keys. So let me turn this on, like N being 1. So I'm going to hit A to select all, and then delete to delete all that. So I'm going to copy the path of where my XML is for the building, because we're going to be working on that first. So the easiest way that you can do that is hit V. You can also go up to File, Import, down, it'll say Rage Asset, right? But I do the shortcut. So we're going to do V, and then I'm going to import. Okay. And then I'm going to put in this, bring in this building. When you first bring in your buildings, they will be gray. Okay. You're going to go up here and we're going to click on this little guy right here. The spots that are pink are from it not being able to find the textures, or those are the textures that aren't embedded. So I need to let it know where it's at. So again, I'm gonna hit V. I'm gonna hit find missing textures. It'll probably go to the same. It didn't go to the same folder. Sometimes it does, but I'm gonna put the same path in, and because that's where all my textures for those are at. Okay, find missing files. Boom, they're back on here. Okay. So on this part right here, when you initially bring in that building that you're going to make your MLO in, you do not want to move this. At this point right now, you don't want to move it, because then it'll mess up what it does in game. Okay. This step that we're doing right here is to open up any windows that we might want open, and open up any doors that we want open on the outside, on the exterior. Okay. So I'm going to zoom in, and if you don't know, all these extra lines that you get you can turn all these off. You just go up here to this, there's like a black circle with another circle, and you just drop this down and you see a list of stuff. You can get rid of the extras, relationship lines, and then you don't have to worry about it. This is also where you see the face orientation, which is important. Okay. But you don't need to worry about the face orientation on this, because this is default in game. So everything is already taken care of. Okay. So I'm not going to open all the windows, but I am going to open, a couple, so I can show you how that works and show you the right way to put these portals in. Okay. So, obviously, because this house is looking kind of crazy, obviously it's going to be like, low class living. I'm not going to make it like a trap house. It's just going to be low class. Okay. With it being low class, I can get rid, like, I'm going to still make it look like it's decent. So I'm gonna click on this, and then we're gonna hit tab, and this puts it into edit mode. This is how you can start deleting stuff. Up here is very important. This is vertices select, edge selects, face select. Okay. Right now it's in vertices select, but I'm going to put it in faces because it's easier for me to select things and it will be easier for you. So I'm going to just click off. A quick way to select like a whole piece of something like this is if you hit L, it'll select like the whole side. It's supposed to select everything, but it didn't. But that way you keep, and then you can keep pressing L all the way around. And if you're new, say if you're new and you're doing it, like, you're just selecting things. So you select one. To select more than one face or vertices or edge at a time, you have to hold shift. Okay. The way that I was doing it with L, you don't have to hold anything. You just make sure your mouse is over the spot that you want selected and hit L. Right. So there's multiple ways of selecting. Oh, I messed up. That's because I was showing you guys that. So I want to remove that because I don't want to look too crazy. I mean, it's gonna be, somebody that's like a plumber or something lives here type shit. Hey, it's a home, right? Okay. And then to delete, all you simply is press X. And we did faces, so we're just gonna go with faces. You can check to see if there's anything like I knew that there was gonna be a couple of things, so I'm just gonna hit L on that, hit X, faces. And I wanted to do something small because then I can, I can still take my time, but it's not gonna take that long to do this. I'm gonna show you guys how to do multiple rooms as well. Because I know a lot of y'all have issues with that. That's another reason why I just picked this small one. So excuse my dogs. They love to bark. Okay, so we're gonna slide over here. And another thing, say like you start zooming in and you can't get closer to your thing. So I want to get closer to this, but I can't go any further. So then you can go up to view, frame selected. Now I can do it. Now I can like work with this. Mm, okay. So then again, X, we did faces. Okay, good. Yeah, just to clean, that was looking kind of crazy. I mean, the house is already looking crazy. I don't want that. I don't want that there. Okay, so now for windows. Um I think the only windows uh that I want to do are these ones up here. So I'm going to do this, and I'm just selecting the faces. That's it. We're going to keep this. This has a good frame on the outside. So we're going to faces, boom. Okay. And I'm going to do it for this one too. I'm just going to do two. We don't need to do too many. Okay. So that's that. Now I'm going to look in here and see. I think I'm going to get rid of this box. We don't need this box in here like this. Faces. Um, I don't think those up there are gonna cause any issues because I'm not It's not gonna be that big, but just in case, I just don't want it to be a problem. Okay, so I got the windows, I got the inside. I'm leaving that there because that's a thing. I'm just gonna leave this here. Uh Honestly, yeah, I'm gonna leave that there. But I would like to get that tarp over there, but no, it's okay. Um, I'm gonna leave this door, and because they come through the side door, they don't come through the front door. Okay. So there goes that X, and I'm pretty sure I have a door I got a door that will fit that. I really don't want to adjust anything, but I do have a video on how to make a custom door just in case there's uh the doors in Pleb Master don't fit, or you just want a custom door. Okay. So I'm just gonna do one door. I'm not gonna do that one, and then I got the two windows. Okay. So at this point, you're done with the exterior building. So, what you want to do is you want to find a spot again. I do Blender exports. So I'm going to grab my copy the path, go out of edit, press tab and go back into object mode. Make sure you export in object mode. It won't let you export. Blender won't let you export if you're in edit mode. And then I'm going to right click this, select hierarchy, because we're going to select the whole thing. I'm going to hit V. I'm going to hold V, go to export. Now on this exporting part, there's a couple things that you need to look at, especially with the new blenders and so forth, right? So you have these versions here. Gen 8 is for legacy. Okay. Gen 8 is for legacy. Gen 9 is for like single player, the enhanced, shit like that. You want Gen 8 selected because because I know when it first started, there was a thing where everybody was getting just two folders, a Gen 8 folder and a Gen 9 folder. You need Gen 8. Gen 8 is legacy on GTA legacy only. That's the one that you need. And then you need this selected. You can uncheck native and uncheck Gen 9. Okay. Make sure that everything else is good. And then we're just going to, damn, hold on. I got to export it again because I didn't even put it in the folder that I was supposed to. See, I put it in documents. Okay. So I'm going to put it in here. And then when you export, you will always get an XML, and then you'll get a folder. You don't have to worry about all that other stuff, so you don't get confused. Okay. So now, because I'm just doing one video for this. We're gonna go through everything. Okay. So now after you have taken care of opening this up, right? We can actually, I mean, I know that it's gonna work, but you should get in a habit of testing what you do. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna right click. You guys can't see it, but I pinned my Codewalker to my task, like to my bar on my computer, like on my main screen. And if you right click it, you can go right to RPF Explorer. So I'm going to go right to that, and I'm going to open that up. Let me close this so it's not too much stuff. Oh, another thing that I'm gonna try to remember, save as you go, because Blender likes to close on its own sometimes. Mirror house 1, 'cause I'm probably gonna do more, so that's saved, right? Yep. So now we're here, okay? And then let me bring this over here because I just saved it. Okay, so this is the house that we just did. So in RPF, you want to make sure that you are in edit mode. Um, I'm gonna make a folder for this. So I'm going to bring this over here. So now it's converted from an XML to a regular YDR. This is the reason why you need RPF, because OpenIV will not convert your XMLs to regular YDRs. Once they're converted to YDRs, obviously you can put it in OpenIV and look at it or whatever, but you have to have RPF Explorer because you have to convert it to a regular YDR. So once you have it converted to a regular YDR, then I'm gonna go to my stream files, to my stream folder, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put this in here. Okay. So now we can close this up. I'm leaving Blender open. I'm not gonna close Blender. I just make sure I always save. And I'm going to open up Codewalker. Just clicking on it. I'm gonna make it smaller so okay. So I don't need to do that right now, but it's just a force of habit. And then we're gonna go over to the house because we're gonna check out if everything is good, if everything that I removed is good and whatnot, and maybe do a couple of things on here. So we're gonna open folder, open. Is it because I moved it underneath? Oh, because I moved it underneath and saved it. Oops. Hold on. That's my fault. When I opened up, that's not how that's gonna go. Definitely not how I go. I just gotta grab it. Yeah, cause see, I think it's because I saved it with it under. That's not gonna happen. It's gonna pop up right in that spot. You're not gonna have to place anything. My dumb ass just, but it's okay because it should just fit perfect right here. Yeah. Okay. So boom. I got it here and let's check it out. Let's see if everything came through. So I opened up the windows. The windows are valid. And then I opened up the door. Also, when you go in here, you should see that you can see through here. There won't be any flickering. And then we're gonna we can also test it in city, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the interior done first and then we'll test it because I know this exterior building is gonna work. This isn't a custom made. So this is good. So now that we've seen that this is good, close this up. We are going to now save this. I'm gonna close this. You want to close? Yes. No. So everything is gonna stay there. I'm just gonna open it up just to make sure. Just to make sure. Yeah. Okay. So everything is gonna stay there. So now Yes, no. Okay. So now we're done with Codewalker for now. So back in Blender. Okay. So now that we have exported the exterior building out, you are now free to move this, lift this, turn this, because now we're going to be working on the interior. So now we can set this up to make it easier for us to do like the building and stuff, to make it straight, so you're not trying to line up a cube diagonally, because that's just that's just oh shit, that's just too much. I want this from underneath, so I'm just gonna do it. Okay, so boom, we're gonna do it like that. Okay, and I want it straight. So let me get this. I want it on the line so I can make sure. I feel like that's not okay. Let me just to make, then that will make it easier for me. Okay. So that's good. So now you can also get rid, you since you really don't even need that other side over there either, but it's okay. So now we are going I'm gonna move this so it can be so it can be right in here. All right, so now it's time to make our interior. So we're gonna click off of that. We're gonna do Shift A. We're gonna go up to mesh, and we're gonna go to cube, and it should come right up in the middle of that for you. Okay. Now we're gonna get in here, and okay, just while I do this, I'm gonna close this up, and I'm actually gonna I gotta make my screen a little bit. You guys can't. Oh shit. I just need a little bit more room on my screen. Okay, so that should be right, because that should match the other side over here too when we get over there. Okay, so now, okay. So I'm gonna make this as easy as possible. So I'm gonna go into edit mode. You go into edit mode with tab, okay? Face select, and then I'm gonna hit the move button. I gotta move this down so y'all can see now. At least see the top. So I'm gonna click on this side, and I'm just gonna drag this. Oh no, not like that. Try not to touch any of these other little ones. Just touch this, because that keeps it on the that keeps it straight on the. So gotta see how this is gonna look. I'm gonna get this and kind of see how far. Okay, yeah. Uh, I'm gonna put it like right. I'm gonna put it. like right there, so that can still be the I don't have to make a door frame, and that can keep being the door frame. So I'm gonna put it in just a little bit, not too much. Then get this one, kind of do the same thing. Yeah, we're gonna put this in just a little bit. Okay, so now we're gonna drag this over here. Okay. And then I'm gonna go wait till it, okay, right there. Now, this might be your first time doing a loop cut, right? We're gonna cut it so then I can pull, so I can, get this right. So we're gonna go into edge select. I'm gonna click this. Up here, I'm gonna drop this down. We're doing snap. We're about to snap. It's called snapping. I'm gonna do it to the edge and make sure it's turned on. So then have your edge selected, right? Let me pull this up. Have your edge selected, and you're gonna do Control R, right? And then you see the loop, right? And then I'm just gonna, and then there's like a target, and it's like it's snapping to this edge. And that's what I wanted to do. So now that's good. Now I'm gonna go back to face select, turn off snapping, and then now I'm going to have to extrude this, because because what's going to happen is if I click on this face and I pull it, it's pulling the other one too. You see how it's pulling the other side too? So I have to extrude, and I'm going to extrude on the X axis. So we're going to do EX. And now it's just going to pull that one little piece, and I'm going to keep going, keep going. Let's see what it's talking about. This is going to be more in because there's no windows. I only wanted it, and actually this can be in a little bit too. Okay, so yeah, because these right here is what I want, like kind of inside of the frame. So there's already there's already a frame made for the windows. Okay, so that should be good. Now I just got to do the top. So I'm going to select this one, shift, and we are going to go up, and I'm going to do right there. That looks good to me. I don't think I need to do any higher or anything. Another thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab this, and cause that's not even, nobody's going out that door, so I want to just pull that. I want to make sure nothing is nothing is touching the walls or anything. This is okay, cause these need to be, really, this needs to be poking out more, honestly. Ah, that's why I see. That side is out more. Okay, so to fix that, because it looks like I'm going to go into this. I'm going to go into vertices, Cause I need this. Okay, so now let me go into here and let me see. Yeah, see, I need to move this one by itself. Yeah, so that should be good right there. Okay. All right, so boom, we got everything. So now we need to cut out the windows and the door. So let me do the windows really quick. It's going to be real easy. I'm going to go into the shade so we can see. Again, we're going to be doing loop cuts, and then we are going to be snapping as well. So we're going to go up to the edge select, okay? And we are still in edit mode, right? We are going to turn on our snapping and leave that how it is. We're going to get our line and we're going to do Control R, get that loop to come up, left click, and we're going to line it up. Perfect. Another loop cut. Make sure you're on the other side and not this side, because it's only going to go from edge to edge. So instead of it going from here to here, it's going from here to here. And I'm going to do Control R again. There goes my loop. Go here, right? I'm going to click this edge because now I got to get the across. Do Control R. There goes my loop. Click on that. Control R again. And down here, this should be good. We don't even need to do the other door. So now I'm going to go over here and get, the other window. Now I'm going to go over here and get the door. So I'm going to go right here, right? And we're going to do Control R, click right there, get the top ledge again, Control R, boom. And then on this edge and this edge, I'm going to do Control R, get that. Okay. So now we are going to go back here. I'm going to turn off that. We're going to face select, and now we should just be able to that whole. Okay, so we're gonna have to do that one at a time because I don't know why it's picking the. Did I not? Oh, I didn't do the. Oh, I do still need to do the. What the hell? That's not what I wanted to do. Oh, okay. So I still need to do. So I still needed to do the down lines. My bad. Now when I click it, yeah, it should just be that one. Faces. Boom. And we got the interior, right? Real easy. Okay? Real easy. I want to look over here and see. Okay, so it is. Okay, so it is coming out. I just wanted to make sure that, because I don't want to have to make a door frame. In other cases, obviously if you want to, you can make a door frame if the door doesn't have, but this one kind of is like perfect with it. And the same thing with the windows. You would make window frames, which I'm looking at this. I might need to do just a little, oh no, I don't. Actually, you know what? I am gonna have to do frames still. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because the when you're doing the portals and the stuff, it's on the interior, not the exterior. These frames are on the exterior. You always want to put your frames on the interior. That's what I've learned. That's just a little something, because you can't pick the corners. If you put them on the exterior and you go to do your portals, it's not going to work, because you need them. You need the lineup for on the interior. So with that being said, I'm gonna make friends. I honestly just need them for the inside, and I'll be able to pick uh so just a little um just a little thing for Blender. If you're in edit mode and you add a mesh, it will be already connected to that. If you're in object mode, it'll make a completely separate piece. So I'm just gonna do it while I'm in edit mode. And this step is to help. Oh, make sure you turn snapping off. This step is to make sure that that your portals are good. So, cause I mean, I could, cause it has these, but portals are funny. If anything is blocking a portal, it's not gonna work. So, which I really don't think. No, I need the frame. I'm just gonna make a doesn't need to be that far down. Right there. So what I'm gonna do is, just so I ain't gotta, worry about that, I'm gonna duplicate this and move this bad boy right over here. Shit. And actually, we're gonna do both of these windows at the same time. So you select the front and back face, right? And then you're gonna hit I to inset, and we're just gonna go in just a little bit. Like that. Okay. And then I'm gonna hit X faces to delete, and boom. Yeah, we're gonna do yeah, this is gonna be way better. Way, way, way better. So to make this easy, all you want to do is edge select this edge, shift select the other edge, and if you hit F, it'll fill it in. And then all you do is click this and go F, 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 and it goes all the way around. kind of just want to. So let me hit face select. Yeah, let me put these on the inside because the portals are going to be on the inside. So I want to make sure that these are showing. Yeah. Boom. So there goes that. And then I'm going to do the same to this one really quick. Okay. So that's good for those. So I got. So the door, yeah, I'm gonna have to do the same thing for the door because of the portals. So I'm just gonna take that and then RZ 90 to rotate it 90 degrees on the Z axis. And we're just gonna do that. Frame selected. Oh yeah, we're just gonna put this bad boy here. SY. Yeah. Mm, okay, so let me pull this down. Or actually, oh yeah. I'm just gonna put it right here. R, hold on. Like right there, so I can make sure I can get get those get those portals. Okay, so the door frame and the window frames are good. Okay. Now we are going to texture the interior. Okay. So now we can hide the outside building. We can hide that. That's good. So we're gonna rename. I'm gonna name this to house one interior. Oh, shouldn't I drop my okay. So now we got that. Again, make sure you save. Saving is very important. Okay, so now for the texturing. This is where we're going to open up Solums. Texturing is easy. We're going to go into shader tools. Okay. Let me just find some. So, I'm just going to make this like at least a decent like plaster color copy. Okay, so depending on how, so I am going to be using a diffuse, which is the color, the actual color of your texture, a normal, and a spec map. Okay. So that is going to determine the texture, whatever kind of texture you want to do or you're using is going to determine what you're going to put here. Let me just see something really quick because I need to make sure. Which one is that? That's the color? That's the color. Okay. That one's a color. Okay. So since I'm using 3, I'm going to be putting in a normal spec shader. That's what I'm going to use. So I'm going to create shader. I'm just going to name this walls. Okay. So after I do that, instead of opening all that, you don't need to open all that. These are in here. The reason why you don't have to, but these are nodes, like material nodes. And there's different things that you can do like with this, but in this instance, since this is for FiveM, like MLOs, you can just make sure it's highlighted here, go to the material tab, material, go down to Solums, go down to texture parameters, and you have it right here. This is what needs. So then I got the path already. So the diffuse is your color, whether it's blue, pink, green, whatever it is, that's your color. So I'm doing plaster. So there goes that. I'm going to embed it. The bump, which is the bluish, purplish one. And I'm going to change this to non-color. And then spec. For that. And both of these, I'm going to embed the spec. The spec, I'm going to do color for that. And make sure you embed it. Okay. So we got the walls. Now we are going to go into UV edit. I like to see the color, right? I'm gonna hit, so whatever side your mouse is on, this is for people who are new in Blender, whatever side your mouse is on, you can use your short keys, and that's the side that is like activated. Okay, so on this side, I'm gonna hit A, and I'm gonna hit U, and I'm gonna hit Q projection. Okay, then on this side, I'm gonna they're all selected. I'm gonna hit A over here, S over here, and I'm going to scale this up to make the texture more real world like. So we're going to, okay. Another thing I'm going to do real quick is see my face orientation. That's important. Okay, so the inside is red. No, the outside needs to be red. And I'm glad that I'm checking this. Always make sure you check your face orientation before you really start doing things, right? So the inside is red, but that's wrong. I need the outside. So we're going to go into, I'm going to tab into edit mode. Everything is already selected. Okay. I'm going to do Alt in, and it's going to bring this up, normals, and I'm going to do flip. Okay. Another place where you can do that is you select everything. In the edit mode, you're going to go to mesh, you're going to go to normals and then flip. That's another place for it. So now we're good because the outside was looking like that's the way the texture was supposed to be. So now that I know that my stuff is right, now I can go in here. I'm going to tab back into object mode. Yeah, this is better. Yeah, this is what it should be looking like in here. Okay. And you can add up to how many ever like textures you want. So I am going to add another texture because we need the floor, and then I need to do like change the frames and stuff. This person really ain't got it like that. So I guess I'm gonna do like a simple carpet. Uh what about this carpet? This carpet's ugly. We're gonna use this one. Okay, so again, I'm gonna go to the shaded materials. The texture is the same. Um, if you didn't know, in my Discord, I have like a lot of MLO resources and stuff, and I have all the links and everything that you need. I have PEDs and stuff that you can use. Um, so I have a lot of stuff. I got textures. I have a couple other people that post in there and stuff too with their stuff. I got vehicle like templates and stuff like that. So just check it out, and then you'll know where to get like all your textures and stuff from. So I'm gonna do normal spec again, and I'm gonna do carpet. So I'm gonna go down here, the diffuse, embed. And this is the same process you do for all like any textures that you want to add. This is how you have to add them. You have to add everyone that you like, all the textures you want, then you're gonna have to assign it. Okay. So boom. Now I have the carpet, but it's like you added it, but it's not it's not where you want it to be. Okay. So then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and tab into edit mode, and then I'm just gonna select the floor. Okay, so I selected the floor, and over here it shows that my texture is walls, but I'm gonna go down here and I'm gonna hit assign. And now the carpet is in here. Okay. I'm gonna go to UV because it kind of looks like it's kind of big. Oh no. Oh no, that is the world side. Hold on, let me see. Oh no, yeah, that's world side. So I'm gonna go back up to where it was. Okay. So boom. I got carpet, right? And then I'm going to add one more texture. And it's gonna be for the frames. And I'm just gonna find like a wood. Mm. Honestly, I really like this red. Oh, I gotta use this one. I'll use this one. So now frames. You know what I didn't do? Change that to that. Did I embed them all? Okay. Um, bump. But non-working. I mean, not not working, non-color. Okay, so let me close that up. Go back into edit mode. L, L, L. These are going to be frames, assign. They actually look all right. So I'm going to hit U, Q projection. Okay. I just did it right because that's, that's just what I wanted to do. Y'all can do, y'all can do whatever y'all want to. Okay. So there goes that. Oh shit. Let me add I didn't want to just make it a okay. So let me go into edit mode. I'm gonna add a couple rooms. I'm just separating the top really quick so I can remove it and then oh, I see what happened. I didn't Did I not click? Oh, let me go back. There we go. Okay, I didn't click off the frame. So now, my bad, y'all. Because I want to show y'all multiple rooms too. When you have more than one room, in an MLO. Okay, so now I can hide this. Okay, so multiple rooms. So the living room, and then I'll make like a actually we're gonna go into tab because I do not want I don't want to join anything. So I am going to thin I'm gonna do SY, just make some quick walls. Basically do something like just make this a quick little bedroom really quick. Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. And we're gonna do extrude Y. Okay, so um that's gonna be a bedroom right there. Let me find, okay, so what I like to do for at least the rooms on the inside, so I ain't gotta make like too many doors. I find a door that I like, and it's door for R. So V import. Oh shit. Oh, the door is right here. So I like to shift, because I just need the door for I don't need the collisions and all that. Okay, so boom. And then RZ. Mm, mm, mm. That way I can, make a little door right here. Uh, get that on. Get the snapping on. Control R. Boom. Control R. Yeah, just so I can have that. I'm gonna move that out the way. My screen is so small because I'm recording this. My screen is actually way bigger, but I'm working with a very small space. Yeah, I can move this all the way down if I wanted to. Okay, so now base. Oh no. Okay. Got it. Okay, boom. We got all that. Okay. So the door we actually just don't need anymore. We don't. I'm just gonna have that door for that one. I'm gonna remember that door so I can delete that. I gotta use a big door for that. I gotta find one for that, which I will. Okay, so boom. So you got everything. Oh, let me fix. Hold on a second. Um, we gotta fix this from looking crazy. So you Q projection, and then make sure that it's like real world size, and then do this one, this one, this one. Okay, so now Q projection S. Make sure these are good. Okay. Boom. So we got all that. So now I'm gonna bring this back. Join that back together. So I got the roof back on there. Okay, so now after you have everything figured out, not figured out, but after you have like everything modeled out, okay, we are going to do Control A, apply all transforms. If you can't remember the shortcut, you can just go to Object, apply all transforms. Okay. So that is good. Now, time for the fun part. Now we're gonna turn it into a drawable. Okay. So in Solums, you open this up. Make sure you're down in Solums, right? We're gonna go to drawable, create drawable. Make sure center to selection is checked, and then hit convert to a drawable. Okay, you should get there should be like a notification at the very bottom that pops up that you see it. Okay, then close that up. Then make sure you click on your model. You're going to do Shift D, right click, and then you're going to do Alt P, clear and keep transformation. Okay. Now, we are going to rename this over here to your name of what you named the interior and add underscore COL. Okay. Make sure that you embedded all of your things. Okay. So now with the collision, we're just gonna get rid of all these under the collision. Okay. Then we are going to go to back to Solums. We're gonna drop down collisions. We're gonna drop down create bounds. Okay. Collision, convert to composite. Okay. Now we want to drop this down. Next. We want to create a collision material. Make sure the poly mesh is selected. And I'm just going to go ahead and just do default. Then I'm going to click on the BVH right above the poly mesh and drop down flag presets and just do apply flag presets and just click on general. The flags of the MLO just tells the city or the computer on how it needs to interact with other things, other physical objects or whatever. Because you got water, you got leaves, you got concrete. It'll probably sound different when you walk on concrete than it does something else. So this is what this does. This just gives it flags that for the default setting. But you can, I mean, there's other ones, but I just use the default. So boom, we got that. Now we're gonna go back to poly mesh because we are done with making the MLO and stuff, right? And getting the collision and everything like that. So the next step will be creating the YTYP. So you're going to drop down the archetype definition in Solums. You're going to hit the plus sign and we're going to rename this. I just like to rename it the same as the other stuff. Okay, so click on your interior, not the collision, your interior. Make sure base is selected and you hit auto create from selected. Click on your collision, drop down MLO, auto create. Okay, so we're just gonna look at this right here. You will know if your textures are embedded or not, because if they're not embedded, this wouldn't be here. But mine are embedded, so I know that they are good. Okay. So now we're gonna go to the fun part. Okay. What you guys need to pay attention on. So we're gonna make three rooms. The first one's gonna be limbo. And then I'm going to have room 1. And then I'm going to have room 2. Okay. So limbo, you don't need to do anything. All right. You guys really got to pay attention on this part because this is stuff that you have to do. You used to didn't have to do some of this. So in room 1, okay, we need to scroll down to where it says time cycle, right? So there are a list of time cycles that you can get. If you don't know, I'm gonna show y'all. If y'all don't know, Pleb Master has, I think I searched it in a matter of fact. Right here. Time cycle mods. So these, I know my screen is kind of big. So these are your time cycles. There's a whole bunch of different kinds that do different things. I'm not going to go through and tell you which ones do what and which one's the best because it's your preference on what you want to do. But what I am going to tell you, there's 2 different time cycles that I go in between. I go in between the gas station, and that is 2 S's there, or Franklin. Okay. This I'm just gonna do do I want to do I'll probably just do Franklin on this because this is not like a gas station or nothing. And then on floor ID, I want to change this to 1. Okay. Then we're going to go to room 2 and we're going to do the same thing. Time cycle, I'm going to do Franklin. Floor ID needs to be set to 2. Okay. Over in your, so you don't get confused, over in your collection, drop down the collision, click on your poly mesh, go down to, in the material tab, go down to Solemns, and you need to change room ID to 1. That's all you need to worry about. You don't need to be worrying about room 2 or any of the other rooms. This just needs to be on room 1. Okay. So we got our room set up. Now we're going to go to portals. So the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to do room 1 to limbo. We're going to take care of the door and the windows. The door I'm going to do, the door I'm actually going to do first, so I know. So, I'm going to go into edit mode. Let me scrunch this in. I'm going to go into edit mode. And then I'm going to go to vertices. And this is why earlier, this is why I was telling you about the frames and why I had to do it still. Because you do the portals on the actual interior, okay? So for the door, I'm gonna pick what I had made on on the inside. So I'm gonna do that one, that one, that one, and this one. Make sure you are on the outside and you're gonna hit create from vertices. Remember where you put your door at, because you need to make sure that you're putting the doors, make sure you remember where the portal is for your door, because if you put your door into a window portal or something, your stuff is not going to work. It's going to be all messed up because you're putting stuff in the wrong spot. Okay? So now we're going to move on to doing the portals for the windows, right? Again, glad I made those frames. So we are going to click this one, and we're still on the room 1 to the limbo because these are facing outside. So we're gonna do this one. Oh shit. Mm, 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 mm. Boom. So we got our portals for the outside. Okay, so now for the portal that we need for the inside. This one. Oh shit, I messed up. I'm gonna have to hold on. I'm gonna have to move this. Oh shit. I'm gonna have to move the collision up because I need this is why it's very important you set, oh shit. That's why it's very important that you set this up. Why I keep doing that? I'm hitting the space bar and some more shit. I just need, there. I need to grab this because this needs to be moved up. Okay, so now I need to just move it to where I can get the points. The points need to be there. Okay. So boom. Now I got my little points. So I'm going to press this, 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 and this. And then I'm going to change room 1 to room 2 and change limbo to room 1 because it's now room 2 looking out to room 1. Room 2 is not looking out to the outside. So this needs to be set for room 2 to room 1 and then create from vertices. Make sure you're on the outside, not the outside, but just outside the room. Okay. Boom. So now we have all our portals and everything like that. Okay. Next, this is all good. Now we're going to the entity. This is another part that has changed over the software. Usually you could just click on this and add it as an entity. That doesn't work. That doesn't work anymore. So now I hit the plus button. I'm going to name this the same as my interior. Okay. So now I'm going, the interior needs to be linked to this one. So when you're doing this, you have to pay attention to what you name this, okay? And it shows you, it has a little symbol on which it is, if it's a mesh or it's that. You need to make sure that you're getting that one. You set the room to limbo, okay? Everything else is fine, right? So now at this point, you are all set. Your interior is done. Your collision is done. And your YTYP is done. Okay. So now we are going to export. I'm going to export these into my Blender exports. So I'm going to get the path. I'm going to go to export YTYP, go up here, save that, export. Stop, little babies. Then I'm going to go up here. I'm going to get both of these. I'm going to shift, select that, right click, select hierarchy, V, export. Make sure your stuff is saved. It's already on my Blender export, so I'm just going to export it out. And now everything has been exported. Okay. I know you guys were probably saving. I wasn't saving, so okay, so now I'm going to close out Blender because I'm good. Next, we are going to open our PF Explorer back. And bring this over here. I'm going to go into edit mode. Find wherever you're doing your stuff at. So now I'm going to want to bring in my YTYP, my YDR, and my YBN, which is AKA the collision. Move it over there. And then I'm actually going to now move these into, now that they're converted, and now they're over here. So now I'm going to close out of RPF, and we are going to open up Codewalker. So get it open up, and I'll meet you over here. Okay, so once you are in Codewalker and it's all opened up, oh no, it's over here. I went too far. Okay, so we are gonna go over here, right? Tab. I know you can't see. I'm gonna open up the folder now. and it's in here. So that way you can see. So I'm just going to put this. So everything is in here. The interior, everything, right? So now we are going to add a new ymap. You can actually rename the ymap right here. And it's going to be mirror house 1. Okay. And then we're going to go to new entity. And we're going to put in the collision. So we're going to put in house 1 interior underscore coal. It needs to be the collision. It has to be. Okay. Oh my God. And I think I'm going to have to fix my frames before I even finish this. You see how they look like that? The reason why they look like that is because I must have flipped. I flipped all the, oh my God. When I flipped my interior, I flipped the frames as well. So you don't have to make, we don't have to do like a whole new collision or nothing, but what I do have to do is I have to go into edit mode and face orientation. Yeah. See how these are not supposed to be red. That's why they look like that. I have messed up. This not red. And then we're going to do Alt N flip. Boom. So that just fixed that. Go out of edit mode. And then now I just need to just re-export this out really quick. Export. Okay. Yeah, save. And since I redid that Blender exports, I have to I just gotta put this back in. Oh my goodness gracious. Move that over there. Stream folders. Delete. Okay, so I do want to save this because no, I don't want to save this. I'm gonna delete that. Save. Okay, so now I'm gonna close this and reopen it. So now when I do this, it should be good. So now ymap new entity house 1 interior call. Okay, so now they're back. Yeah, easy fix. That's the easiest thing that you can fix. And then that's under there because that's how I set it up. Okay. So now It's all about moving it now. After, yeah, I'm cutting all that out. After you get your interior how you want it, we're going to save it. Okay? And then you are going to want to, and you know what I didn't make? I didn't make any windows either. Obviously I'm going to make those, but let me grab a door, which if you don't know, that's another place that you can Plebmaster is another place where you can get uh doors. Like if you know, and this is how you can like get them and then export them out. You just search, you just search for a door. But I have doors. Mm, let's see what this one's talking about. Okay, so to add your door, so that was the first one that I did. So we need to go to the YTYP. Let me move this over. Go to the YTYP, drop it down. You'll see, go to the collisions. And then you have rooms and portals. We're going down to portals. There's 4. We're gonna do the first one because that's the one that I had put the door on. Oh, hold up. You add the entity, put the prop name. Yeah, I'm gonna use this door. Okay, so let me just move that out the way. Okay, so I decided just to rig it because the point of me doing this is showing you how to do, how to do the MLO and putting the doors and stuff in here. I have a door video that you can watch if you want to learn how to make the doors, but I just rigged it. The point is you have to put doors in portals. They don't go anywhere else. They have to be put in a portal. Okay? So obviously your door is gonna fit. It's not gonna be ghetto as fuck like mine. Okay, so everything I moved it and I moved the interior better. I was just taking too much time. So all that's gonna be cut out. That ain't even gonna be in here. So once you get to the point of having, your door and stuff and all the places, I didn't make any windows, but the portals are still gonna work. There's just no glass there. So after you place it, get everything in here. Make sure you save. I know the YTYP is still gonna have that thing, but it's saved. I promise you it is saved, right? So then what you want to do is you want to go to tools, you want to go to manifest generator. We're gonna save the manifest. It's gonna open up that, and I'm just gonna put mirror house 1. Okay, and all right. Okay, so that is saved. Let me look over here and just make sure. Okay, that's all in here. So now, the next step is to see it in the server. So I'm gonna get this all. I'm gonna open up. I'm gonna go into my server, put this in my server. And, okay, so when you are trying to do an animation, when you are let me move this. I'm actually going to copy the FX manifest from that. Mirror house 1. I'm gonna paste that in there. And it's gonna take a second, but because this is a VPS, and then I'm gonna make a stream folder. And we're gonna paste this. And it is going to take a second. So once I get this in here, I'm going to restart my server, and then we're gonna check it out. We're gonna check it out in City. So I will be right back. Okay. So I almost forgot. I didn't forget. We gotta fix the collisions. And I was testing it, and I was like, there's no way that there's something here. But yeah, we didn't run these collisions really quick. Collisions are, it's gonna be, this is gonna be real easy. So I'm gonna go to frame selected. There is no frame selected, so let me select one, and frame selected. Oh my god, yeah, because what the hell. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of these relationship lines. This is going to be quick. So it's this house right here. The only thing that needs to be moved because this is, so we're gonna delete this. And I do not remember there being a let me delete this door too. Yeah. It's showing a thing all the way around, but there isn't. Oh, well, maybe there is. So should I? Oh my god, I gotta open up my Codewalker. I gotta see. No, I'm just gonna leave it like this. So I deleted the door. And I'm trying to see, what was that from? I think it. So I'm gonna select all that. I'm gonna put them in the Blender export. So over here, V export, Blender exports, and we're just gonna put that right there. I'm gonna close out of that. Don't save. I'm gonna open up RPF. Yes, go to mods, go to my MLOs, go to mirror. And I am going to slide these over here. And then I'm gonna go to my stream. I'm gonna go to my stream folder. And we are going to put these right in here. All right. So now we're back in. I removed those things. See, they're not here. But I got the thing. I got the thing here, though, still. I left that here. The door, I know it doesn't fit, but it works. So like I said, it needs to go into the portals, the door. and then the time cycle. And you can, I mean, I don't know. I've never tried it. I don't know if you can like test out the time cycles in Plebmaster, but this one makes it, you know, a little like that. And then let's see what it looks like at nighttime in here. Okay, so there's no lights during the nighttime. So you would have to add the lights in here. If you use that int_gas station, the lights will be on. But you can modify time cycles and stuff like that. I don't know if I'm gonna do a video on it. But obviously, oh, it turned on for a half a second. So maybe not use Franklin. I guess for some, see, this didn't do it before, but I would use the INT gas station. I'm gonna put it up on the screen. So needless to say, we got our MLO in here. So I'm gonna go back to, but we're not done. I'm gonna show you how to put the props in next, and I might put I think it has to do with either my, because it looks like it wants to come in, but then it doesn't. I might change the I'm probably gonna change the time cycle to the INT gas station, because I don't like how the Franklin one is acting, how that one is acting in here. Like when I come in, it doesn't, I don't like that. So I'm probably gonna change that. But for right now, I'm gonna leave it like that. And then next we are going to go back into Codewalker and start placing
where you're going, huh?
Start placing some props so y'all can see. Okay, so back in Codewalker, we are going to go back to our MLO. Okay. Make sure your stuff is on, and then we're gonna hit T. We're gonna open up our stream folder. Okay. And now we are going to be adding props or removing props. We can add and remove. So first I'm gonna remove, I would just want to remove some of this stuff, and you can move it under, or you can delete it too, but only props. I wouldn't suggest, I would honestly move them under, but you can delete them too. But I'm gonna move them move them under. This one I'm just gonna kind of like move to I kind of don't want this either. Kind of put that underneath. I know the other one, this one you would have to delete in Blender because it's part of the siding. Let's see. Oh. And kind of just move let me zoom in so it doesn't do that. And I'm probably like put it right here. So when you come out, you throw your trash away. Let's see if there's anything. Is there anything back here that I want to get rid of? Do I want to leave this fence right here? Yeah, so you have some privacy. So now what I think I'm going to do is actually duplicate. So if you hold shift and then move, it'll make another one. Put that there. I want to make another one. Spin it, put it here. Just showing, you know, the people who really don't know how to like put the props and stuff. You can take them right from in game too. Okay, so say for example, there isn't, because what I like to do is you can like look around and see if there's things like nearby that like that you want to use. Like if you wanted to, you could take this part of the fence and duplicate it and move it over there. But say you don't have like there's nothing nearby, right? So then you're going to go to good old Pleb Master. And say, for example, you're going to make sure you're in the objects. You can come on the side. Say you want like a picnic table. Like you just wanted to add some stuff. Um, so it's in the backyard, so we'll use this one. Minimize that. So I want the picnic table. So you just copy it. I don't know if you guys caught that, but you just copy the name right here. And then in Codewalker, let me save. That's just me saving these maps. So in Codewalker, you're gonna have to make another ymap. I'm just gonna call it grounds, right? And then I'm gonna go to new entity, and under here, you can just put these on a ymap because they're not like inside or anything. This talking about this is a LOD. Did I no, I'm gonna get this one. I'm not gonna get the one that says LOD. Okay, so now I got my prop here. And I kind of just want to just put this and since we're just gonna tilt it a little bit like that, just so it's on there. So that looks good. Okay. So that's how you grab a prop from Pleb Master and put it in outside. So now for inside though, inside, so I have my door. Let me just get the let me just get the name for it. It's right here. And this is why like I like having like prop lists and stuff like that because it's easy for me to. So we're not gonna put it in the grounds Y map. We're gonna go back to the Y type of the interior. And then we're gonna go into portals because we're gonna put a door here, and we got to put it into 2 to 1. That's the one that we got to put that in. And we, you know, I measured this one out, so we shouldn't have no issues with this one. And we are just, I usually like to do like the exact, like to rotate it. So let's see. Mm. Ooh. Okay. So we got the door right there. So we're gonna save that for that. Oh shit. So yeah, we're gonna save that. Okay. So now you want to start putting some, you know, some like furniture and stuff like that in here, right? I'm probably gonna put a plant in the corner to hide that. Um, so I guess the TV, let me put it over, or okay. So we're gonna put, I have, hmm, I have like a list of, you know, of stuff. So I am going to, I don't know if these ones are going to work because they look like they not. Let's see. So then we're going to go to, instead of portals, now we're going to go into rooms. So the room we're going to be in, we're putting these in room 1. You don't want to, you know, and I would suggest using base game props that you know, that that you find on Pleb Master. You know, I'm just showing y'all. Boom. We gonna add another one. Uh let's get this sofa copy. Mm, turn it. Oh Lord have mercy. Okay. Then we'll go back here. You want to add like a TV or something. The core. I do have a flat. And a flat TV here. We're gonna turn this just a little bit. Put that on the wall. And maybe turn that a little bit. And maybe put it over here. And then, for example, I got this. I got a coffee table. Let's see what oh yeah, we're gonna use that. Okay. Oh, actually, these need to be turned. I see what they did. These need to be turned around. So I can scoot them back more. Yeah, now I can scoot them back more. Okay. So there goes that. And this is just basically, this is um what you would do. Let's see what this when you are but make sure it needs to go into the room. Okay? Ooh. Oh, I got to turn it around. We're gonna have to. Oh shit. I don't like it when the rotation just wants to turn like there we go. Got some wall art. Still not straight. Sometimes you gotta put it in the wall to there. And then just move this bad boy out. And then obviously you can make shelves. You can put obviously you can put other stuff in here. I'm really hoping this stuff shows up in game because I usually get base game props, and these I took from Codewalker. So I'm hoping they show. So then after you add all the props and stuff that you want, you just want to make sure you save, 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 save. Make sure all the props and stuff are in the right locations. And then again, you're going to go to tools, manifest, save manifest. And we're going to save this bad boy. And then now I'm going to add I'm going to replace any files. I'm going to add files to my server, and we're going to go and look at what this looks like. We are back in here, so we are going to, let me go up so y'all can see. So the trees here are the trees. Remember I had moved the trees over here, the trash cans over here, the piece that was hanging down is gone, right? And then the picnic table, okay?
Yeah, sorry. You know traffic was a bitch.
And then,
I got stuck coming from Del Perro. The boulevard was all
so this is looking, I think that this door is looking like this because of the time cycle, which, like I said, don't mind that. Um, I've used Franklin before and it worked fine. I don't know what's going on now. I would just stick to that other one like I told you. But just so y'all know that this door works. See? Got you another room, right? Portals are working. Oh shit. Let me move out. I got too close. So, the portals are good because you see there's no like disappearing. Like no matter how I turn my camera, there's no disappearing. This prop, what I was gonna say, I want to show y'all something for like the props. It's not that I didn't do it right. It's just that some of these props are for different DLC packs. You see? So what I usually try to do, which I've said in my other videos, is that when you're searching for props, through the base game and then put the DLC on base game and then search it. Then it doesn't matter what prop it is, it will work. It doesn't matter what DLC it's in. So I think why this texture is like this is because of the DLC pack. I'm surprised this furniture is working because they're not from base game. And then we got the plants and then the TV. All right. So I mean, at this point, if you followed through with everything, obviously I got a video to make a door so you can make a door that actually fits your spot, but I just wanted to show you how to place the door in correctly. So how to place the door, put it in the spot correctly. So that is all good. And then we did collisions and all that. So I'm hoping at this part of this video, I know it's a long one, but I wanted to put it out there for the people who can, that can sit and get through videos. At this point you should have a MLO. I didn't do the glass, but honestly, you're just making the cubes and fitting the glass in there and using a glass material, which I do provide in my Discord as well. So, all right, y'all, it's been another long one. I'm gonna keep bringing them, keep updating y'all as software updates and keep, doing these videos for y'all. So y'all already know it's royalty and we here with royalty customs. I holla.